Attorney Michael Jafer here again, guys, with another very important tip on how to survive from a debt standpoint through the coronavirus pandemic. This is very important. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about some things you can do to hold off the tide while you're trying to decide what you're doing with your debt, what you're doing with your job. You're uncertain whether or not you're going to be laid off, or you may have been laid off, and you're not ready to pull the trigger on, let's say, filing bankruptcy or defaulting on your debts. Here's a very important tip I've told many of my clients to do. Folks, let me just have a quick disclaimer. There's no substitute for a one-on-one with an attorney. I am an attorney, but do not take anything in this advice as a personal legal consultation for you. There's no substitute for a one-on-one. If you're in Michigan or Ohio, call my office. If you're outside of those states, feel free to call any local attorney. There's many great guys across the country. This is something I've been telling all my clients. Even a couple of doctors called me, and believe it or not, even they are struggling. What I've told my clients today is, what I'm getting a lot of is people saying, I'm not ready, attorney, to pull the trigger. I may need to file bankruptcy. I may need to default, but I don't want to file bankruptcy. I don't know what I want to do, but I know that my creditors are calling me. Some of these people who are calling me have been laid off. Some have not been laid off, but I've given the same advice to all of them. Pick up the phone and call every single creditor, your mortgage lender, your car lender, your student loan lender. Immediately call all of them and ask for a courtesy forbearance. But it's not that simple. You need to ask them to not negatively report, or just ask them whether or not they're going to consider you to be in default, and ask them to not put you in default, and ask them if they can do a courtesy forbearance. This is very important. This is the trick. The creditor may accidentally report you negatively to the credit bureau. Ask them to go on the record. Ask them, say, hey, can I record this call? Okay, get their permission. They're recording the call, but ask them to record the call. And they will say yes, and then record the call with their permission. Get it on the record that they agreed to give you a deferment on payments without negatively reporting to your credit bureau. Why? This is important, because the worst thing that could happen is later on when you need your credit, it's destroyed for something that you were promised would not happen. You will be shocked at how many creditors will actually say, yes, that's fine. I'll give you a month or 2 or 3. I know from firsthand experience, I know clients who've called their student loan company, and it's not through the government, and they've told them 3 months, 6 months, interest-free, it will not hurt your credit, and we're not going to take any more payments. And the companies have honored it. Look, the creditors are not your enemy if you don't make them your enemy. They're struggling too. They're scared too. They don't want to harass you. They don't want to call you. They don't want to send you threatening letters. Sometimes, and people in my business accidentally start looking at every bank and every credit card company as the enemy. That's a conversation for another video. But at this point, we're kind of all together as Americans. We're all trying to find the answers. We don't even know when the country's going to open up again, let alone know when, if you're a creditor, know when you're going to sue people who don't pay you for the credit card or for their mortgage, or when you're going to repossess the car. For those of you that are already far into this and already have a repo truck looking out for you, you're in a different situation, okay? You need to contact either my office or the office of an attorney and actually get a one-on-one and see what you need to do right now. But those of you who have freshly defaulted or are about to default, you've been recently laid off, or you're worried you're going to be laid off and you want to save a little bit of a nest egg, you need to pick up the phone and call your creditors. You can't go wrong. You have nothing to lose at this point. Call them and ask them. You'll be shocked at what you're going to find out. In 6 months, do another reassessment of your situation and find out where you are, and look at your finances and look at whether or not you had some stimulus money if you were laid off and you got the enhanced unemployment benefits. I talked about that in another video. And make an assessment. If at that point, your credit is destroyed, you haven't found another job, you're getting behind on debts and you want a fresh start, then at that point you may want to consider filing bankruptcy. Be very careful. I'm hearing some concerning things in the grapevine, which is a lot of these national debt settlement companies are going to start preying on the weak, and they're going to start promising people things like, hey, you can avoid a bankruptcy by doing this, that. Legitimate law firms will have the ability to help you solve your debts by avoiding a bankruptcy. My law firm's one of them. But we're bound by an ethical code, and we answer to higher powers. We answer to regulators. We answer to government regulators. We answer to state bars. Be very careful. Get a one-on-one consultation with an attorney when you're ready. You could do it now. You could do it in 6 months. You could do it whenever. But for now, definitely contact your creditors. See what you can get for free. You can't go wrong. In the meantime, subscribe to the channel. More helpful videos coming. Have a good month.